I tested all of the best webcams for streaming of 2026, and in this video I'm going to rank them in a tier list based on their value for money, overall performance, and more. Links to all of the products will be in the description below. Elgato Facecam Neo. This gives me super crisp 1080p at 60 FPS with a fast f.20 lens and a 77-degree field of view, so motion looks smooth and natural for gameplay and hand cams. Image quality is sharp and consistent thanks to the 1/2.9-inch sensor, but the fixed focus design means if you like holding products really close to the lens, it's not as flexible as an autofocus cam. For streamers who want a clean, plug-and-play look without fussing too much over focus tricks, I'd comfortably drop this into my good tier. Nexigo Cam Pro. This pushes 1080p at 60 FPS with Windows Hello facial recognition, so it doubles as both a streaming cam and a fast face unlock security upgrade on Windows. I really like the built-in LED ring light, night vision, autofocus, and noise-canceling mics, but the mixed reports about long-term reliability and privacy cover confusion hold it back from being something I'd fully trust as my only streaming cam. For creators who split their time between work calls and casual streams, I'd personally keep this in my good tier. Logitech MX Brio. This delivers sharp 4K at 30 FPS or 1080p at 60 FPS with an 8.5-megapixel Sony Starvis sensor, a 90-degree field of view, and Logitech's Lite 5 Plus AI face-based enhancement, so the image looks super detailed and professional, even in tricky lighting. You get a sturdy build, a great integrated privacy shutter, and strong dual beamforming mics, but under some LED lighting you can still run into flicker or banding unless you tweak HDR and settings, which is a bit annoying at this price. For serious streaming and content creation where you want the almost DSLR webcam look, I'd confidently place this in my great tier. Logitech StreamCam. This focuses on creators with 1080p 60 FPS, smart autofocus and exposure, AI face tracking, and dual front-facing mics, which makes it really solid for talking head streams and YouTube videos. I love that it can flip into vertical portrait mode and comes with versatile mounts and USB-C, but being capped at 1080p and relying on software for stabilization and tracking means it doesn't quite hit that ultra-premium feel in 2026. For streamers who mainly want smooth, full HD video without overcomplicating their setup, I'd keep this comfortably in my good tier. Dell Pro Webcam WB5023. This 2K cam with a Sony Starvis sensor and up to 2560 by 1440 resolution gives really detailed, natural-looking video. And even when you drop to 1080p 60Hz, the HDR, 3D noise reduction, and wide-angle lens keep things sharp and clean in tough lighting. I really appreciate the Teams and Zoom certifications, AI auto-framing, and the ability to double as a document cam, though the autofocus could be a bit faster, and the built-in mic is more acceptable than amazing if you're picky about audio. As a well-rounded option for streamers who also live in video meetings all day, I'd personally slot this into my good tier. Obsbot Meet SE. This packs a crazy amount of speed for the money, with 1080p up to 100 FPS and even 720p at 150 FPS, so motion looks super smooth for fast-paced games or hand cam style streams. Low light performance is way better than I expect at this price thanks to the f.18 lens, stacked 1/2.28-inch sensor, and HDR. But the 78-degree field of view isn't super wide and there's no built-in light, so you'll still want a half-decent key light for best results. With AI auto-framing, gesture controls, and noise reduction mics, I see this as a sweet spot for budget-minded streamers who want smooth, sharp 1080p without going all in on 4K, so I'm comfortably dropping it into my great tier. Razer Kiyo V2. This focuses hard on value. Sharp video, strong mic quality, and that lifetime Camo Studio Pro subscription give you a ton of control over your image and overlays without extra software costs. I really like how well it cleans up background noise and how flexible the software is, but the image still doesn't quite hit the same refinement as some pricier 4K cams. And the audio quality drops if you move around a lot in front of it. For newer streamers or anyone who wants an affordable, one-and-done cam plus software bundle, it's an easy recommendation, and that's why I'm putting it firmly in my good tier. Obsbot Tiny 3. This is the one that just feels unfair to everything else. 4K 30 plus 1080p 120, a big 50-megapixel 1/1.28-inch sensor, and genuinely smart AI tracking on a gimbal that keeps you framed even if you're pacing or standing up mid-stream. Image quality is insanely clean, with great detail and dynamic range. The mic array is actually usable, and the only real downside is the higher price and the fact that it's designed to stay on a mount rather than behave like an action cam if you move it around. For serious creators who care about production value and love to move on camera, this is the clear centerpiece of a streaming setup, so I'm absolutely locking it into my God tier. Logitech C920. This offers dependable 1080p 30, a 78-degree field of view, dual mics, and decent auto light correction, so it still gets the job done for simple talking head streams and Zoom calls. The problem is that the image and frame rate are starting to feel dated next to newer 60 FPS and HDR options, and the built-in mics are serviceable but nothing special, so you'll quickly want an external mic and maybe better lighting to keep it from looking flat. For absolute beginners or office setups, it's fine, but for a modern streaming rig, it's more of a fallback option, which is why I'm dropping it into my average tier. Elgato Facecam MK2. This delivers that clean, uncompressed 1080p 60 look with a Sony Starvis sensor, 84-degree field of view, HDR, and deep control through Camera Hub, so tuning exposure, color, and framing feels almost like working with a mirrorless camera. The fixed focus and lack of a built-in mic mean you really need to pair it with a proper microphone and stay within its focus range, and HDR doesn't always transform the image as much as I'd like if your lighting is rough, but once dialed in, it looks incredibly polished for the price. For streamers who already run external audio and want a sharp, low-latency face cam that they won't need to upgrade anytime soon, this is a no-brainer, and I'm confidently placing it in my great tier. Insta360 Link 2. This packs crisp 4K at 30 frames per second with HDR, gimbal-style AI tracking, and DSLR-like image quality that makes you look insanely sharp even in rough lighting. Low light performance, customization in the Link software, and smart modes like Desk View are awesome for streamers, but you'll definitely want an external mic because the tiny AI noise-canceling pinhole mic is just fine. For anyone who wants a super polished, creator-grade look and doesn't mind paying a premium for it, I'm easily throwing this straight into God tier. Nexigo N980p. This delivers smooth 1080p at 60 frames per second with a very wide 120-degree field of view, dual noise reduction mics, and even autofocus plus digital zoom up to 10x, so it covers a ton of ground for the price. The downside is that image quality really depends on your lighting, the colors can look a bit flat, and that ultra-wide look can distort your face and show way more background than you might want for streaming. For casual streamers or meeting warriors, it's solid, but with those trade-offs and a pretty basic overall vibe, I'm parking this in average tier. Anker PowerConf C200. This brings a sharp 2K image with a larger aperture to keep you looking decent even without a ton of lights, plus adjustable field of view from 65 to 95 degrees, and a built-in privacy cover. The dual AI noise-canceling mics are great for calls, but the picture can get a bit grainy with fast motion, and it still doesn't quite reach the clarity of the best 4K streaming cams. If you want something affordable that's a real step up over basic 1080p, but you're not chasing absolute perfection, I'm comfortably dropping this in good tier. Razer Kiyo Pro Ultra. This is basically a webcam pretending to be a mirrorless camera, with a massive 1.12-inch Sony Starvis 2 sensor, f1.7 aperture, and 4K at 30 frames per second that gives you natural depth of field and crazy low light performance. The flip side is the high price and occasionally finicky autofocus and software, so you really need to be a serious streamer or content creator to justify it. When you want the absolute best webcam image quality and are willing to pay for that flex, I have to lock this firmly into God tier. Obsbot Tiny 2 Lite. This tiny PTZ cam shoots up to 4K at 30 frames per second with a half-inch sensor and really slick AI auto-tracking that keeps you perfectly framed as you move, plus gesture controls and multiple tracking modes. Low-light performance is decent, but not mind-blowing. The software can feel a bit complex, and you'll still want a dedicated microphone if you care about audio quality, even though it has dual noise-canceling mics. For streamers who move around a lot and want that mini camera crew feel without going full flagship pricing, I'm happily placing this in great tier. Logitech Brio 500. This gives you clean 1080p at 30 FPS with HDR and multiple fields of view, so your face stays well exposed even in weird lighting. Plus, you get dual mics and a physical privacy shutter for peace of mind. The downside is that 1080p feels a bit basic for serious streaming in 2026. The 30 FPS cap isn't ideal for fast gameplay, and image quality is good but not mind-blowing for the price, so I'm dropping this into my average tier. Insta360 Link 2C. This packs a half-inch sensor and pushes sharp 4K up to 30 FPS with HDR, giving you way more detail, better low-light performance, and that subtle background blur that makes your face pop on stream. You also get AI tracking, whiteboard and desk view modes, gesture control, and solid noise-canceling mics. But all that smart stuff pushes the price up and can be overkill if you just sit dead still in front of your PC, so I'm confidently putting this in my great tier. Elgato Facecam Pro. This thing is built for streaming first, throwing out true 4K at 60 FPS with a big Sony Starvis sensor, fast f2.0 glass, and a 90-degree field of view, so motion looks insanely smooth and detailed even when you crop in. There's no microphone at all, and you really need decent lighting plus the camera hub tweaks to get the most out of it. But if you already run a proper mic and want DSLR-style sharpness and a plug-and-play webcam, I'm absolutely locking this into my god tier. Microsoft Modern Webcam. This delivers straightforward 1080p at 30 FPS with HDR, auto exposure, and auto white balance, so your face looks reasonably clean and consistent, and the 78-degree field of view plus built-in privacy shutter make it easy to live with on any setup. The problem is that image quality and features feel pretty Office Zoom call and not Twitch streamer, with narrow FOV options and only average low-light performance versus other webcams in its price bracket, so I'm parking this in my average tier. Obsbot Meet SE. This ultra-compact cam throws out crisp 4K at 30 FPS or 1080p at 60 FPS, with a 1/2-inch sensor, HDR, fast autofocus, and AI subject tracking, so your picture looks sharp and you stay framed nicely even if you move around. The mic is just okay, and the AI tracking isn't as advanced as the gimbal-style Obsbot models, but the price, 4K quality, and OBS-friendly software make it a killer option for creators who want a tiny, travel-friendly streaming rig, so I'm putting this solidly in my great tier. Thanks for watching. I hope this video helped you pick the best webcams for streaming for you. If you have any questions, drop a comment below. Links to all of these products mentioned in this video will be in the description.